Don't blink, it's your boy Yink. Welcome to our show. Continuing well because I'm having a wonderful day. Not feeling the greatest, to be honest. Yeah. Don't know what's wrong with me today. Something is not right. Um, okay. So today we're talking about government. Which is not something I talk about often, but I want to talk about it. And I'm going to talk about it. Usually I would talk about it in English, but this is more so something I need advice on. It's more so something I need. Uh, yeah, advice is a good word. C'est conseil, conseil is advice in French, bro. Um, so I got a call from the government today. So long story short, a month ago, I received a call from a company called Bidar Ressources, which is a temporary agency. Say, hey, we found some work for you. I'm like, oh hell yeah, I want to work. But the reality is, Bedar Ressources, they weren't hiring me a lot. They were giving me weeks of 30 hours, 40 hours. Then I was doing 1 week out of 40, out of four. I was like, what the heck? It doesn't make any sense. Why are you hiring me so much and then so little, right? And then, of course, they have contract. They have a lot of people for contracts. So what they're doing is they're trying to do a rotation, right? So they're like, okay, well, guess what? Um, this is important, this is not important, right? But before that, I called the government and I apply for something called Light Financière, which is finance care, something like that, in English. So what it is, it's for people people that are working, and they're like, hey, I'm not making enough. The government, what they do is they give you a little bit, right? So for example, they look at the salaire de base, which is minimum salary of most people. So for example, right, you're working minimum salary, right, for 40 hours for a month. Let's say out of the month your salary is, I don't know, let's say 1,800, right? Now Finacare, which is really cool, is a program that will see, okay, well, the normal person, if they're working 40 hours and they're working the minimum salary, they'll make that much. You make that much. Okay, we'll meet you in the middle. So for example, I work and I make, let's say 800. They'll do the 1,700 minus 800, which is 900. They'll give me 450 per month, right? So it's a little bit of help. It's not enough to survive, but it's enough to kind of fill in the gaps, right? So I apply for that. Now you guys know me. I'm kind of carefree. I'm kind of impulsive, very impulsive actually. So I don't really think about things like that. So today I got a call about this, and they're calling me and say, "Hey, you made a demand for finance care," and I'm like, "Yeah, I did." And then they're calling me and like, "Can we? Are you still looking for help?" I say, "I got a job," and then they said, "Oh, is it going well?" I said, "Well, I'm missing for hours. I'm missing hours, but I'm still good." So they said you will still apply for Medicare, right? And I'm like, no, not really, because some weeks I'm gonna do 30 hours. So if the financial care is $200 per month, and I know I'm gonna get some hate for that, but I don't care. There's a beautiful song singing bird, beautiful, annoying but beautiful. I think it's a rondelle. Um, so then And I know what you're saying. Do $200 is $200, and you're absolutely right. But there's family that needs it way more than I do. I know this person. She's a single mom of 5 kids. Like she needs cash, right? Um, so I'm on. Okay, well, you know what? Kind of works. So she said, "Do you like the job that you're doing?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's okay." She said, "We know you can sign up for a course, right?" She didn't ask that. She said, uh, because she asked me a question about my past, about because I had a diploma in bakery, and it's funny because I talked about that. I talked about this like 2 days ago, which is kind of crazy. Um, she talked about the bakery, and I'm like, "Are you planning to go back to bakery?" And I'm like, "Ugh, not really," because I did it for a while. Now, is bakery not a good job? It's a beautiful job. It's a very noble job. It's a really fun job. It's a very historical job. I love being a baker. However, I worked for 3 years in bakery and didn't make more than minimum salary. And my question was, dude, I made a course. I got a course. I got a diploma, bro. Give me a little bone or something, dude. Nope. No, no, no. It's the same as everybody else. Even people that didn't have a diploma. And Are you a better baker? Are you a better worker because you have the diploma? No. But you made the extra effort. You went the extra mile to get your diploma. So yes, you should get a little bone, right? Like fuck that, fuck that. Now, do I believe the same thing? Still believe that's the case. Oh, that's a good question. Well, I had shitty jobs that paid very well, and I had amazing job that paid very little. And I would choose a job that I were amazing but paid very little, right? Or you could go both way. I'll take the job that is shitty, make a lot of cash, save a lot, then quit. Keep the money for saving and do content, right? Or the slow burn, doing the job that I really love, but I don't make a lot of money, and I can make content in the background, you know. So I said, she asked me, would you go back to school? And I'm like, not really, I need money. She said, you know, there's program for, schooling, and we'll give you an expert. They'll find out what you're interested in, what you don't mind working in. It's not so much what you want to work in, it's what job would you like, you know? And this is, I learned that very late in life. I learned that maybe 2-3 years ago. No, more than 4 or 5 years ago. And doesn't matter what you do, as long as you're happy, you're good, you know. And she said, we will pay you for that. We will pay you as a program to help people with, again, financial, they go to school. And she even gave me the number I do per week, which is 470 something, right? And then I don't know. Okay, that would be the best thing to do, right? That would be the best thing to do. To go take a course that's paid for, right? They're even willing to pay the bus pass, because, okay, so this is, oh my god, this is kind of like, this is a bit of a conspiracy. So when they do that, the reason as to why they're so generous is they kind of push you to a job that nobody wants to do. That nobody wants to do, that we need to do. For example, cleaning septic font, some septic font and some septic tank. I don't know what you call it. They'll direct you with that. They'll put you exterminators or killing vermins. They'll push you toward that, right? That's how they get employees there. Why am I hesitating? Because I could just do the course, get paid, and just leave. It wouldn't be honest, but it would be a possibility. I feel good doing that? Not really. Like, for example, there was a mistake last month. The 1st. Not last month, the 1st. So, the 1st of July. They didn't charge me for the rent. For the 2nd, and I went to the 3rd. And they didn't charge me. So I went into the landlord and said, yo, you didn't charge me. Oh my god, thank you so much. I didn't even realize that we didn't charge you. Because it's all automatic. It's all automatic. You know? And they charged me. I could have said nothing and possibly get away with it. Scot free. I kind of felt good about it. Because I was like, oh, that's the right thing to do. You know? It's the right thing to do. I'm going to regret this sometime. So then I'm going to buy some, I don't know. But I'm going to regret it. So going to school, I'll have to work, right? Now, I'm not against working. I'm against... So why is this a question? Because this is the smartest thing to do, right? I have a job right now. So I have a job right now. You're asking me to leave my job to follow a formation to possibly get me a job. Doesn't make any sense. You know? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Super cool person at the phone. She called me. What I don't like is they call you, they don't warn you. So with this one, I knew it was the government because it's written in Government of Quebec. I knew what it was. And she's like, okay, well, you have 30 minutes for me. And I had 30 minutes, but I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, no problem. But then she called me in the afternoon when I was awake. She called me early on. I was sleeping. I would have not been able to answer correctly. I got lucky they called me when they did. Huh? And if I was at work, I would still be at work because normally I do from 10 to 2, sometimes I would do from 12 to 4. If I'm at work, I would have not had the time. And if I'm at work, the answer to their question is answered. You can find a job. And the weirdest thing is, I told her I had a job. I told her, like, I'm doing this job and I don't have enough hours. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna help you. There's somebody that doesn't have a job that can also help. I don't know. You know, I believe that everything is written. Everything that happened is supposed to happen. I believe in something called fate. Maybe this is fate. I don't know. Then the question isn't, what is fate? The question becomes, what is right? Right? So then the question becomes, what is right? Right? So the question is, instead, what are the pros and cons? Well, the pros and cons of the job right now is I'm working. The pros and cons is I have a good job. They're good pay. I'm making a lot of hours, but I'm making a lot of money. It's $21 per hour. That's $84 per day. That is $416 per week. Less than what the school would give me. But that's 20 hours. Give me 25 hours. I'm doing more than what the school give me. Give me 40 hours, I make a good living. And then, yes, there's the freedom of not working a lot, but at the same time, it's not freedom. It's not freedom, because I'm still going there. You're making me work 4 days. You're making me work 5 days, at 4 hours a day. Instead of making me work 3 days at 8 hours, right? So I'm not free, because I still have to go there. And then, I'm lucky because it doesn't take me a long time to go. It takes me 50 minutes. But I'm still in the bus for an hour and a half. So I'm leaving for 5 hours and a half, which is every single day, which is about 27 hours and a half of bus of the whole week, right? Which means I'm doing 7 hours and a half of bus per week. Which means I'm doing about 31 hours of bus per year. The bus pass isn't more expensive or less expensive if you don't work a lot, you know? That's a con. That's a big con, right? Other cons from that job is I don't have any security of work. Because I'm an agency worker. I'm a temporary worker. There's no guarantee. You can say tomorrow, hey, Inc., I love ya. Goodbye. Ciao, Bella. I'm like, fuck, dude. I lost my job. You know? And then there's also this past experience with agency where they promise you a job. They work you as much as possible, then they make you quit that job. So, agency, I'm not saying everybody does it, but a lot of people do, which is kind of shitty. So, for example, a job will ask you to work 800 hours before they can hire you. The agency will monitor that. They'll wait until you have 750 hours, 760 hours. Then they'll kick you out. They'll say, hey, sorry, bro. You lost the job, which is not true. You didn't lose the job. They just didn't want the company to hire you. Because that way you stay under their job, or you stay under their rules, under their thumb, and they make money out of your salary. For them, if you get hired, there's nothing gained. If you work for them, there's everything to gain. You know? So yeah, so this is a negative. Now the school, what is the pros of the school? Well, paid formation is actually pretty cool. Paid formation, the salary is actually pretty cool. That they're so willing to help is pretty cool. And my taxes are paying for it, but it's still pretty cool. The fact that information might be the way to get a better job, a long-lasting job. Because I'm at a point in my life where a better job would mean long-term job. Right? The fact that I accept that the job I'm gonna get, I just need a good job and then I could work for a long time. like I did the last one. The last one when I was working for 7 years. I didn't want to work for there for 7 years. I had a plan on it. I was planning to work there maybe 2-3 years. Then take a break. Do some saving, then take a break. But I love the job so much that I stayed. You know? Take a break. Why? Because I can. Why not? You know? So then the school, the formation possibly would be the way to get a better job. A better job means a long-term job. The school also is, it's just for me to do more than just, because right now, okay, so the truth is, before I got this job, I had a lot of interview. The job for the interview that I get is physical, a lot physical. And it's weird because we always get to the interview, but when they look at me, they say, oh, bro, not able to get to the what job? No, something is wrong with the interview. Either I'm talking too much, either I'm an asshole, either I show up and I'm disrespectful, or they see me being fat and say, oh, I don't know if you can do the physical work. You know? Yeah. You want to know how I got this job that I have right now? They didn't see me. I just came up one day and say, okay, well, you're starting work. Okay, will do, sir. But then one of the cons is cool. Well, the con is cool is, for example, if the formation is 8 months, I have an 8-month salary, which is great. But then I'm back to zero. Back to fucking zero. Think about it. Think about it, bruh. That is not good. That is not good at all. Back to zero, imagine. Yeah, it's not good. Yeah. The cons is cool. I might be trapped. So for example, right? Nobody does anything for free. Nobody does anything for free. With the school, are they expect me to work a certain amount of years there? And what if on paper this job, so I'll be completely honest, I'll go in details. You'll be liking this video. When I chose bakery as a job, I didn't choose bakery. I chose cooking. But it was too stressful. So when it came to cooking, I knew how to cook. I knew how to. I'm a pretty solid cook, I guess. But when it came time to work in a restaurant, I freaked out. I got stressed and I bent them. Okay, well, you're not gonna finish the course. We'll put you in bakery. It's calmer. Okay, sir, no problem. So why did we do cooking? Why would we do cooking? So this story multiple times. Well, we did cooking for a couple of reasons. We did cooking because it seemed fun to do. Because my mom, she said, Steph, you have to find a job, or at least a formation. I'll pay for the school, but you have to find a school. I'm not gonna. I don't feel good letting you stay here for free. Now the reality is that the boyfriend was giving her shit, and it was the boyfriend's house. So my way or the highway, you know, literally. I have it's itching to get a chopstick. Like a fucking bear. So then, at that time I was really into MasterChef. So I watched MasterChef, and I'm like, okay, guess what? I can't do that shit, bruh. Yeah, but MasterChef isn't reality. If I watch Hell's Kitchen, I'm in more of a reality. MasterChef wasn't the reality, right? That was in 2012. So I chose it. Looking back at it, would I chose cooking? No, I would have not chose cooking. If I didn't choose cooking, I would have not ended up in bakery. If I didn't end up in bakery, I would have had the story that I had to say about bakery. I possibly wouldn't be the same person that I am right now. You know? So yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Je ne sais pas. Yo no sé. Yo no sabes. Nici tu. Ja nie znaj. Do I regret taking the bakery course? Yes and no. It was a life lesson. Learned a lot from there. But what was the point of taking a course if I didn't end up doing bakery? You know? Now, I know what you're saying. Yeah, but Ink, you just said the formation will be paid for by the government. You're right. But the dishonest thing to do is to get the formation. Peace out. Not even gonna work. So by being trapped, like, this job on paper look good. On paper, this job looks really good. But, and only but, does it work on practice? Right? I was talking with my mom yesterday about driving. This one that doesn't drive. They ask me to drive. I love my mom though. She asked me to drive, but then she doesn't drive. So then, the plot behind it is actually quite funny. Mom asking me to drive. But then you remember that when you had the course to drive, because I did a class to drive. On paper, I was good. When it came to practice, I got nervous, you know. And all of this, I got nervous during the cooking, this cooking class. I got nervous during the driving class. I was younger. Is the person that I am today able to do it? Possibly. Do I want to do it? That's a different question. You know? But then back then, it was the focus of what people want. Now it's the principle of what Ink want. And it's very different, because when I make videos, I'm trying to please you guys. I'm still a people pleaser. Just a different way. I don't know. So now, because this is the end of the video, what do you guys think? What is the right answer? What is the right option over here, guys? Help a brother out. I don't know. I don't fucking know what to do. Pros and cons, gentlemen. Pros and cons. What is the best possible option? And then, even then, if I'm being completely honest, I feel selfish to think the best possible option. Because this place, at a school, and information could be used by somebody that really needs it, right? But then fuck this, because my tax are paying for it. Because my tax are paying for this, I'm allowed to get it. I'm entitled to get it. Why not, right? I don't know. Anyway, I love you guys. Take it easy.